order out of chaos. This particular message actually was inspired, as in put into my spirit by my good friend who I'll keep private for whatever reason. And we were having a conversation just about, karma and sacrifice and bonds that we may not be consciously aware of, but subconsciously and unconsciously, of course, we are. And I reminded my friend that Jesus was a sacrificial lamb. He was a sacrifice. And as sad and traumatizing as that may sound, it is actually the best blessing any one of us can have, to be a sacrificial lamb. Because as I said, each and every one of us are Jesus. Jesus. We are Jesus. And the figure that we know as Jesus, of course, being a demonstration for the rest of us to follow, was a sacrifice. That was his fate. And a lot of us coming into this incarnation that we now experience, we may find, particularly as we come up to certain ages and depending on the energies in the sky that affect you, that we are literally sacrifices. And that can be a great burden. But if you realize the blessing of the burden, it is the greatest gift that can ever be given to you. In fact, it's an honor. Because your predecessors, i.e. your ancestors, may have made bonds that you now have come to repair, come to sever, come to consummate. And whether you see these bonds as curses, you see these bonds as terrors of the night, you will know that you have been given, in fact, you have been bestowed by the universe the duty of repairing it all, balancing out the sheet, paying the debt, just as Jesus did. Now, if you wanted to look at this numerologically, you've got the number 33, which is a number aligned to Jesus as well as all of us. But let's stick on this figure named Jesus. You have 2 3s making up 6, because 3 plus 3 equals 6. Now, the number 3 is ruled by the energy Gemini, because Gemini is the 3rd house. So just like my first daughter, Martha, her life path is 3, I know that she works off the energy of Gemini, regardless whatever predominant signs in her chart. And Gemini has a bad rap, doesn't it, in the astrological circles, because it's known as the crazy sign, the chaotic sign, the cerebral sign, for better or worse. And as it is one of chaos, power that to 2, as in 33, there is a lot of work that needs to be done in order to bring order out of the chaos. Then you have the number 6, which the 33 makes, and which it is ultimately. That 6 being Virgo. And believe it or not, synchronicity speaking, according to some soothsayers, if you want to call them, Jesus was actually a Virgo. Virgo rules the 6th house. The number 6 is ruled by the sign of Virgo. And of course, Virgo being an earth sign, it is one of order, one of practicality. It is also a cerebral sign, but it is a pragmatic sign. So as opposed to the chaos of Gemini, the air that seems to have no firm stability. You now have an ending of grounding, Earth, Virgo. That is literally what 33 is, order out of chaos, if you get to the end and keep up the good fight. So you have to remember that anytime you see the number 33 or you think of Jesus, it is all about bringing order out of the chaos, or bringing order to the chaos. Because Gemini has its benefits, of course. It is the sign of communication, the energy which rules how we think, how we process, and ultimately how we commune with each other. And once you have resolved within you that chaotic energy of ideas rushing everywhere, thoughts rushing everywhere, all the ties, all the bonds, all the meetings that have been met through your line before you came to repair it all or to consummate it, you now have the opportunity. There's a word I'm thinking of, but it's not coming to my mouth, but it's in my head. Gemini. You have an opportunity to resolve, and that's not the word, by the way, the matter at hand. So you are a sacrifice. You have great burdens, but you're not the only one, believe it or not. You are not alone. You never are. So if at times you feel like life is too much, or life is simply unfair, and you have inherited things that you'd rather not have inherited, just remember that you are a noble volunteer who has put up your hand and been granted the job, the sacred job of bringing an end to the chaos. That's how powerful and special you are. Because if not, you wouldn't be here. The universe wouldn't have granted you the opportunity to come here and to show not only your predecessors, but your successors, how it is done, how you manufacture that chaos and work around it on a daily basis, because that's what Virgo's all about. It's about your daily mundane things. But of course, they're not mundane. To you, as every day goes by, as every sun rises and sets, it may feel mundane, what your life is all about and what you get up to. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's a very great duty that you are undertaking, and nothing is in vain. So not only have you come here to bring order out of the chaos, but it's been given to you magnified. Because so much chaos has gone on before now. Even in the holy books, it speaks of this in... Sorry, I got disconnected there. Good people, just remember, if you're to take anything from this message, that once there was chaos, and there still is chaos, but when it's all said and done, you will be celebrated because you have brought order out of the chaos. That's all. You have simply made it a responsibility. You have taken it upon yourself to come and carry the cross that doesn't even belong to you, that you didn't even create. because that's how good-willed you are. And yes, if you ever did wonder, it is not you. You didn't create the life you have. You didn't create the circumstances you were born into. You didn't even create the things that you don't know of, which have given you the life you have today. But you have come here because you are potent enough. Remember, potential. You are potent enough to dissolve, and only you can activate that. And it's a very tough thing to do. Anybody who is a life path 6 or resonates with the number 33 will know this for sure. I mean, myself, for instance, for the last month, I would say, I have been seeing number 33 everywhere. I've been seeing 633, 333, 1212, 1221, 2121, 2112, etc., etc. I've been seeing 33 encoded everywhere. And it's just reminding me that it's not necessarily me that has brought the things that I have experienced upon myself. And although things may seem unfair in life and things may be a great burden, just as Jesus experienced, I am on the cusp of actually creating a new destiny, a new story for my descendants to follow. And the same goes for you, whether you have been called to number 33, because 33 is also known as the number of ascension. But what is it that you are transcending? What is it that you are ascending to and leaving behind? That only you can figure out, of course. But always remember, I'm here along the journey with you as we go into this new epoch, this new era in time and time again. Peace.